Hello, this is Anne Londez in Switzerland, in Lausanne, and today I'm going to talk about pink colors because I was following a forum on Facebook, and I realized that not everyone knows how to work with the pink colors. I work mostly with Effetre, it used to be known as Moretti, so I'm going to talk about the Effetre glass. And the one thing you need to know about pink Effetre colors is that they're almost all striking colors. You don't necessarily realize it because some pinks strike very easily and you don't really realize that they are not stable colors. But here, I don't know if you can see that because it's a bit difficult to see. Sorry, I'm trying to find the camera. Okay, here. You can see that this pink rod here, which is a standard Effetre pink, has two colors. Here it's almost white, and here on the rod it's pink. This one here is the opalino rod, pink opalino, and the rod came white when I purchased it, and I've already struck the tip here, so I can see a little bit of pink. So if you're wondering why your pink glass gives you white beads, it's very probably because it is a striking color and you haven't struck it. So I'm going to show you that with this opaque pink here. So of course I don't worry about the color while I'm making the bead, as long as I'm going to reheat the bead and get the glass molten. I'm not going to worry about striking. I'm only going to do it when I know that I will not need the glass to go back to molten, because I would lose the striking color that I would have taken time to obtain. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to melt some glass here, make a little bead, center it, and let it cool down. So the glass here is transparent while it is very hot, but it's going to go back to opaque as it cools down, as you can see now. And very probably I will have a white bead. Okay, can you see that? The glass here is really white. And so I'm going to have to strike it, and to do that I'm going to have to let it cool down a little bit more than I would normally do, and roll it in the flame, in the back of the flame, because I don't want to get the glass molten again, to get it to crystallize, get the color to crystallize, and bring it from white to pink. So some pinks are really very easy to strike and you might not even notice they're striking colors. Some are really difficult to strike, and it depends on the batch. Sometimes it's just not something you can anticipate, and sometimes you have to let them cool down quite a lot before you can strike them. So it's kind of a juggling with two things. On the one hand, you don't want to break the glass, so that you don't want the glass to cool down too much, and on the other, you want to strike it, so you need it to cool down a little bit, and you need to bring it back in the flame. So right now my pink has struck, but it's not a very intense color, so it's maybe a little bit difficult to see on the webcam. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out where the best place to see this is. Okay, now I'm going to make a second bead with the opalino pink. Now this is true also for the alabastro pink, which is actually the question which sparked my making this video. So I'm going to make another bead here with the opalino color and shape it, and when it will come out of the flame after I shape it, so the glass is molten, it will be white, which is not the color that I want. And in the meantime, I'm keeping the other bead warm because I don't want it to break before it reaches the kiln. And I'm getting the opalino molten completely. And I'm going to center the bead and let it cool down. so that I can strike it. Of course, if you had other things you would want to do with it, do them before you strike the glass. And I was going to say, unless you want to encase it, but of course you wouldn't encase an Opalino, it would crack. Okay. So some striking colors can be struck before they're encased, some can be struck after. But I won't talk about the details about that right now. So you can see my Opalino bead right now is really white. I hope you can see it at least. And I'm going to let it cool down again a little bit more. I know Opalino is not always a very easy glass to strike, so sometimes you have to really let it cool down quite a lot. And there's a little tip, sometimes you can see when you let it cool down that the color changes a little bit and it becomes darker. And for me, that's the sign that it's ready to be struck. But it's a very subtle thing, so there's no way I can capture that on camera. And so I'm slowly striking it while keeping the other one warm all the time. And I can see now that the glass has started to strike and the bead is no longer white, it is pink. So it's not a very reproducible process in that you won't easily get the same color twice with the Opalinos, because the color will intensify with the time the bead spends in the kiln, and it will also become more opaque. And so different beads made at different times during your bead session will be different colors when they come out of the kiln. It's not necessarily a problem because I like color variations, and I find that it gives a little bit more life to a bead set. Not all the beads are exactly the same colors. Just know that it's not always very reproducible though. Okay, that's all I wanted to talk about today. So go practice and come back for more later. Bye-bye.